In October of 1967, Light My Fire by the Doors was burning up the charts, as they say, and I had tickets to the University of Michigan homecoming dance. Uh, and I was interested because I was a fan of the Doors. And they were some maniac hired the Doors to be the homecoming dance main band. So my date and I arrived, and I it's hard to describe what happened when the Doors started playing. The backstory that appeared in the Michigan Daily, the University of Michigan newspaper, in November 2010, just says that Jim Morrison got extremely drunk that night. And in fact, it was the first time that he got so wasted that he had trouble performing. But when the Doors came out, and then Morrison started cursing uh, at the athletes, the jocks, and who wanted them to play music they could dance to, uh, and he was just out of control. He couldn't really sing, so he went across the stage and kind of collapsed into the the famous Lizard King uh, situation where he appears to be dormant, and then uh, so the story is that the Doors were at a loss as to what to do. So the rest of the band, so they began to play individual sets. They tried to get Morrison to sing to the blues and anything basic, but he wouldn't respond. So they each did a set. Raymond Sark did a fantastic piano, electric piano set. Uh, Robbie Krieger did a guitar set, and John Densmore did a drum set. And it was great music, but it wasn't dance music. Uh, so uh, then after a while, uh, Morrison stood up and or he slithered back. He came up like that to his feet and and started singing. And then and then after they came back after the break and did a tight set of their hits and their top songs, including the end, which includes the famous statement at the end of it. There was a good deal of confusion during this show. My fiance was my date, and she kept going, "What's going on? What's happening?" She didn't understand it. I figured it out at the time. I I said I said this is a happening. It's art, and I may have been wrong because the accounts say that it was because Jim Morrison was in a drunken stupor, uh, but I saw it as uh, a performance art type of thing, though that term didn't exist at that time. I'm told that somebody else was in the audience that this had a profound impact on. There was a local drummer named Jim Osterberg who had a was in a band that played locally, and he is said to have been so affected by it, by the show and by the performance, that it influenced his entire career and the way he performs. Uh, he went on to be Iggy Stooge of Iggy and the Stooges. Uh, I knew him when he played in the frat band. I ran into him on the Sunset Strip once and said hello. He pretended not to know me, and then after a while I said, "You know who I am, don't you?" And he when the groupies were looking the other way, he nodded yes, but he was obviously telling me not to blow his cover.